What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Appreciate you tuning in today. Before we do get started, as always, hit that subscribe button for me. The more subscribers we have, the more content we can continue to make for you. This is vlog number 5 already. We spent the last 3-4 weeks on 3 different islands interviewing 5 scientists, and it was just an absolute blast. After Turks and Caicos, we had a chance to come home, and I think I had about a week to kind of get everything in line for the Mexico trip. And I gotta say, I wasn't really prepared for it.
Monday we leave for Mexico, and after Mexico we're trying to go to Virgin Islands and then Cayman Islands. So it's been pretty erratic, and getting all the paperwork together, getting all my gear together. Good morning, everybody. It's 5:30. We are leaving my brother's house in Orlando, going to the Orlando airport, about 30 minutes out, to hop on the flight to Mexico. We're all prepared. We got our carnet signed. We're gonna meet Jamie out there, who is a marine biologist back in the day and is coming out to help me. All right, bro, I just made a ton of noise in your house when I was leaving. My bad.
So Jamie flew in from New York. I met her at the airport. And that's when I found out that I booked a hotel an hour and a half away from where we should be. The next morning we went out to UNAM, which is the university in Puerto Morelos, I believe is how you say it. So we had a chance to meet Dr. Banashek, is who we went out there to interview, as well as Dr. Alvarez. We had the morning to shoot B-roll with Dr. Banashek. She's doing some incredible work with cryopreservation. What they do is they collect coral sperm, they freeze it, then they thaw it out, breed it inside of a lab, and from there they put the baby coral onto these tiles that they store inside of these coral vats. Once the babies hit a little bit more maturity, they're able to outplant them onto the reef. And the hope is it makes a regenerative system to where the coral reef will kind of sustain and continue to grow. Then we drove an hour and a half back to the hotel, made it back out to UNAM for our interview that night, and the interview was awesome. Dr. Banashek was really fun. She loved the clapboard. She's a prime example of what it takes to kind of be in this field. If you think about it, they're surrounded by coral death every day. They're surrounded by a lot of doom and gloom stuff, but they all have this brilliant attitude. The next day we had a chance to go diving. We went out there and did a lot of surveying. Mexico's story with SCTLD is a little bit different. The disease hit and then rapidly spread and killed within 5 months. The area we went to was completely in the endemic stage. Endemic means the disease already went through it. All you could see was a graveyard of coral. We're talking brain coral that are big cylinder balls. They look like circles, and they usually have the grooves in them. And as you look around, it looks like just cement balls everywhere. It's not cement, it's limestone from a dead coral. Dr. Alvarez had a chance to sit down with us and talk about the effects of losing the limestone. That will not dissipate for maybe a decade, maybe even longer, depending on the size and the conditions. It's still gonna have the effects of being a coral. Fish will still kind of hang out there. Waves will still get baffled a little bit. But what's gonna happen when it goes away? He really got into a discussion about that. Like, if we need to do something now, we can't wait till our shores are completely gone, because we're telling you now that if this goes away, we're done for. And it was a pretty serious interview, but he's also a really funny, happy guy. So we got some really brilliant content as well. From there, I had a family reunion that weekend, so I drove right out to our lake house and had all the family there waiting. After the 3rd day, I was off to Miami.
Hey, we are back at it, heading out to St. John today in the Virgin Islands. We're going to interview Frank with Core. They've been doing a lot of coral treatments out there, trying to rescue the corals from stony coral tissue loss disease. Made it to St. John. Long day yesterday. I drove 2 hours from the lake to Miami. Caught the flight, take a taxi over to the port, to take a ferry over to St. John. Have some meetings this morning. A little behind on permitting right now, so I'm pretty stressed out about it. I don't know are hoping that we'll be able to get the permits in time. So yeah, just trying to battle through that. Then we're gonna go snorkeling later with Frank and then find a place to interview, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. And then we'll do a dive either Wednesday or Thursday, so.
St. John, really cool vibes. What a great island. It's a very mountainous island. There's a view everywhere you go. Out there, I didn't have a rental car because they were sold out. The island's very small. Luckily, the guy who picked me up in the cab was able to convince a buddy of his who owns a rental shop to let me rent the cars. And this trip I did alone, which was a huge, huge mistake.
I want you guys to live what I live. So this is my luggage. I'm gonna walk you through this real quick. This is my dive housing. Weighs probably 25 pounds. This is my dive gear and my clothes as well. It's gonna weigh about 35 pounds. This is my both cameras and all the kit to build the cameras. This is all the heavy stuff, the tripods, the lighting. This guy weighs about 40 pounds and then this guy weighs almost 90 pounds, I think. I have to carry all of that up those stairs and then into the cab and onto the ferry and then onto the plane, so my back hurts. We are about to leave to go see Frank with Core for the first time. He's gonna take me snorkeling to show me some of his coral that are out there that he's been rescuing and all the crazy work they've been doing, so really excited.
Roads are crazy.
Now the cool part with Frank was, he told me this ahead of time, he's like, I have these military grade underwater scooters, and I was like, what are you talking about? So when I went out there, he showed me these scooters, which I've seen before, but usually I see people hold on to them and get pulled by it. Not Frank. He's like, you know what, we're gonna sit on top of these and lean forward like you're Superman, and it's gonna just zip you through the water. It was awesome. We covered so much ground. I got to film him do a lot of treatments. But he's fighting the battle. To him, there's 3 types of coral. Well, there's coral that he treats every single day and that keeps getting infected. There's disease where he'll treat it once and it's fine. And there's coral with no disease. So it was really wild to see. You could see the coral that he's treated probably 5-6 times and the disease is still going.
Good morning. It's gonna be a pretty relaxed morning today. And then Frank just reached out to me and he's like, hey man, because we're supposed to do the interview tonight at 6. He's like, hey, can we do it at 11, which is gonna be in like an hour and a half. So I'm like scrambling to get everything together. It's a disaster, but we'll get it done. Gotta pivot.
And then we did the interview with Frank, where he really dove into their kind of purpose on the island and treating SCTLD and why it's important. Frank runs a snuba business right there in Trunk Bay. So if he loses that coral, what is he gonna show his people? It's really important for him to put that fight up.
And that is a wrap. Did our interview today earlier. Spent the rest of the day packing up and went out to grab some food. It's gonna be quite the journey tomorrow, and then we're off to Cayman Islands Monday. Good news is all of our permitting came back, so we are good to go in the Cayman Islands. I was really worried about that. Quick update, flight got canceled. So I am in this not so nice hotel, but we're gonna make it work. Leave tomorrow, hopefully. So I get one less day at home, but that's all right. I'm looking forward to the Cayman Islands. It was a good time out here.
Kind of made it home a day late, which was fine. But it did eat away at me because I only had 2 days at home now. I had 3 previously, so it was a quick turnaround. Once I got back home, I had a couple days to hang out. My brother was here. Just kind of decompressed a little bit, get my mind refocused. And then it was off to Grand Cayman.
All right, trip number 3 in a row. This is week 3 of traveling back to back to back. We did Mexico, St. John, and now we're going to Grand Cayman Island to interview Jessica Harvey with the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation, as well as Tammy Warrender with the Department of Environmental. All right, we made it out to Grand Cayman. Got here yesterday. I forgot to bring my camera out. I got my man out here, Adam. What's up, Adam? Chefing it up right now. He's helping me with the production. That omelet, bro. We're gonna be going to do some snorkeling, maybe some shallow reef filming. We'll see what the day brings us. Stony coral tissue loss.
All right, let's hear what stupid thing you just did is.
Might have left my bag, which had my wallet and some other goodies in it, on the beach, and drove to another beach. So we found it, so we're good, dude. Just got done interviewing Jessica Harvey over at the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. It was a good interview. They're doing a lot of really good educational work over there, and are really focusing on coral here in the future. So we're excited to chat with them. And the gallery was awesome. We would have got some more behind the scenes stuff, but I brought the worst behind the scenes filmer known to man. His name's Adam. He's over there just hanging out on the couch where I'm over here working hard.
So Jessica Harvey runs the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation, which focuses around education. Her and I have the same philosophy when it comes to saving the ocean and the future of our coral reef, that we have to educate the youth. That is gonna be the biggest pinnacle of how we solve any of these ocean crises moving forward. If we don't get the youth excited about what's going on, then we're gonna run into an issue where no one cares and no one's gonna do anything about it.
It's a dive day. Super excited, just fueling up with some food and breakfast. Heading out with Tammy Warrender to go dive and do some treatments of the coral with amoxicillin paste like we've seen in the past. The reefs look a little bit different here. The disease is more new here than it was in Mexico or Turks and Caicos, so excited to see what that looks like. Great day today. We went diving with Tammy Warrender in the Department of Environmental, two of her counterparts and one of the captains. We did some diving and watched them do treatment of stony coral tissue loss disease. Pretty cool watching them do that, a little heartbreaking, but nonetheless, nice to be in their waters. Tomorrow we got the interview with Tammy. Right now we're gonna grab some food. Well, we came out to Spots Beach to go see the sea turtles, and there's no turtles. We saw one turtle, but it was still beautiful out there. A lot of seagrass. We're gonna try to hit it again here, but we're gonna go grab some beers, I think, which I probably shouldn't tell you guys, but that's what we're gonna do. Cheers, bro. Glad you can make it. Good morning. We're heading out to go interview Tammy Warrender with the Department of Environmental at the Cayman Islands. It's gonna be a good interview. She's gonna be talking a lot about her treatments, her story of stony coral tissue loss disease and the battle that took place here.
What are we doing right now, Derek?
We're setting up for an interview, Adam.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Oh, look at that. He's doing a little mic check 2 and 2.
Tammy Warrender is with the Department of Environment, and she's on the disease response team. So she basically is heading stony coral tissue loss disease response. So it was really impressive to talk with her about what she's doing, about her team, about what she put in place on that island. Their island got shut down pretty significantly because of COVID and reopened, one of the last islands to reopen. And I think that helped them contain things a little bit more. There was no diving going on, there was no ship traffic coming in. And then they noticed it started to spread. So it started to go and go. So Tammy's like, what do I do? She tried everything. We also got to interview her counterpart, Tim. Tim oversees the Department of Environment, and he had a huge role in letting us know what the economical impacts were gonna be for losing the coral reef, because that's what we're focused on, right? What's the ecological and economical impacts? And he had some brilliant numbers for us and really went over what Grand Cayman could look like if they were to lose their coral reef altogether. We had to do one touristy thing because Mr. Adam behind the camera there likes to do touristy stuff. We went to Stingray City, which actually turned out to be really cool. We did some snorkeling around some reefs and then literally stood around 10, 15 stingrays. We got some really cool shots of them. And nobody was hurt in the making of that, but it was a good time. So we're gonna go out for our last wrap meal tonight, then start packing and head home tomorrow afternoon. Now, I didn't leave this trip unscathed. Unfortunately, it's kind of sucks. But when I was free diving out there, I came up, everything felt normal. My ears cleared just fine. But when I came up from free diving, I noticed I couldn't hear anything out of my left ear. I went back to our room and I still couldn't hear. So I was getting a little bit worried. I got home, I realized I should probably go see a doctor. I still can't hear a single thing. There was no discharge, no pain, nothing. So I went to the doctor and unfortunately he told me that I ruptured a membrane in my cochlear. I did a hearing test. My right ear was 100%. Left ear was in the significant hear loss range. And then he mentioned to me it could be permanent. So as I'm making this on Thursday, I get to go to the doctor again, who will let me know if he thinks it might be like a permanent thing, if we need to do surgery, if it's getting better or worse. Because I can't fly or dive right now, the two things that I have to do. I'm trying to keep the spirits up. I think we'll be okay, but yeah, a little bit nerve-wracking for sure. It's a lot to go through right now. Just everything was going so great, and then boom, it's like you might not be able to do this. I want to leave on a positive note, which is we are making tremendous progress. We have some other corporate sponsors that are interested in getting involved with our film. On top of that, we're getting a lot more traction with organizations that want to work with us. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something. Before we do leave, please hit that subscribe button for me. The more subscribers we have, the more content we can continue to make for you. We'll be putting up another episode probably in a month or so, and hopefully we'll have some better news for you in terms of my health, but I know we'll have some better news for you in terms of the progression of our documentary. Until next time, take care.